In this video we are talking about the automation in Cloud4Dentists and Cloud4Ortho. So automation is something that is very important. You can build up your own flows for your patients, yeah. So for instance, you can do all the onboarding, especially for NHS practices that they need to fill the forms, sign the PR, sign all the documents, especially for new patients, sign all the welcome letter, terms and conditions, data privacy policy, fill the form, and medical history, and so on. So what we can do is we can automate that. We can send automatically documents to the patients to sign online, and so on. So we can do quite a lot of stuff. I'll show you, for instance, this is one of our customers flow. So basically is what we can do is here automate all this stuff. So the patient is loaded on the system, automatically we can send them an email to fill some forms. Once the form has been signed, we go back here, we send another emails to activate an external software, and once it's completed, we can this is an orthodontist, we can progress. We can do the assessment here, and then we can progress if it's discharged, or if it needs to go to private treatment or new appointment, and so on. So if it's going ahead, we can automate tasks and send emails, create task appointments, and so on. So this is quite complex scenario where we can use the automation. I'll show you how to set it up. So if you go under settings and system, you have your patient flow here. So patient flow basically is a set of or actions, yeah. So for instance, you create a new action, you can create it as your stage as you like here, yeah. And if the patient is on a stage accepted, for instance, you can add a new action. The action can do nothing, or we can send a text, an email, create a task on the system. We can create a task for a doctor. We can create an admin note, send a GDP referral letter, book the first available slot for automatically, or change the price list in case you are on a private, you want to move to something else, or if it's NHS, you can move to private or private to NHS. We can create a patient in dental monitoring for orthodontist. So when when you create a new patient, you can also move the data across to the dental monitoring. We can also send the patient activation code automatically in case for instance, the patient is discharged. You can revert back the dental monitoring and stop the monitoring. Yeah, you can do all this kind of stuff. Every step can be automatic or manual. I show how to progress in manual. Automatic, obviously, when the patient goes on this stage, you will automatically perform this action. And then you can set new patient status to something else, or new ortho card stage to some other status, or the next flow stage to different status. So once it's accepted and you have completed automatically the task, probably you go into awaiting for treatment, awaiting for consultation, yeah. So you can do all this stuff automatically. You can add multiple actions to perform on the same stage, yeah. How the stage is triggered based on the patient status change, yeah, or a flow state change here, yeah. So for instance, this is one patient, test patient, yeah, and this is all the flow that we went through. So has been referred in, they put on waiting list, and all the actions related to this has been performed, and then referral in, sent out, discharge, blah blah blah, ready for survey, done the survey, blah blah blah. All these are the history. This is the history of the flow for this patient. How do you progress the stages? Is you have buttons here. So for instance, in this stage is ready to send the survey. So you can press the button send survey or do not send surveys to close this patient down. You can also override the patient into a specific stage and carry on from the stage. As I said, how do you trigger in action? You can trigger based on the status change, or you can define your own triggers. So we have questionnaire triggers. If you fill up a questionnaire, and the questionnaire is saved, you can set, so for instance, the flow stage to be on a constant, and there is the number 5, or you can set and then this will progress, always start automatically a stage on the flow. You can also do an appointment trigger, so if an appointment is created, updated, or deleted, so if it's checked out, what you can do is you can set the patient as you can set directly the patient status to I don't know, discharged, and you can set also the flow stage, something else, to progress the stage as in the next step as this one. So we have also plan triggers. So for instance, if the treatment plan is completed, you can do you can trigger actions, or there's also so just to recap, so what you can do or to trigger the workflows, you can come from questionnaires or clinical notes, appointments, treatment plans, and you can perform actions. There's another way to automate is document flow. Document flow is actually, so if one of the action is to send a link to a specific document flow. A document flow is a set of steps. So for instance, I'll show you the registration form. Document flow. And the document flow in this case for the patient is show the welcome letter, which is a letter, and a specific letter is called welcome letter. It needs to be signed by the patient. Then we prompt the data privacy policy. Is a letter, is the data privacy policy, and needs to be signed by the patient. Then we prompt for the patient form. No need of signing. We can enter emergency contacts here. No need to sign them. No sign. You can, if it's an NHS patient, we can prompt the NHS PR form. If you want to enter the GDP details, this is optional. I mean, if you don't want the GDP details, you can remove this from the flow, or create a new flow without. Then you want to update the medical history, and then you can ask for marketing consent. There are post actions where you can decide to do several other things, like once you can remove the ticket, or set confirmation email, or email to the patient with all attached documents that's been signed, and you can do quite a lot of stuff here. And then you can also update the flow stage. So in case this document flow is part of your as your automation process, obviously you can tell the system, once this document flow has been signed and completed, progress it to the next stage, flow stage, and then your stage is your flow is keep going to the next stage. So you can see this stuff is really powerful. You can do quite a lot of custom automation from this. Thanks for watching.